Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is the 5th of June. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well today. This is another Friday morning. Friday morning. Whoa. And yeah, it's another beautiful day outside, and and the weather's okay and everything like that. So what's going on, Jackson? I hope you had a good night's sleep. You know how I'm gonna start off. Come on, man. Hey, look, come on. Look, hey, I'm acting fool. I'm acting little fool. Cause I got my money, Joe. I don't know what you got, but I know what I got. Salute. I got my morning Joe. Hey, I got my morning Joe. I got my morning Joe. Yo, I got my morning Joe. Hey. Anyway, so look, what's going on, Jackson? Yeah, I had to throw a little silliness in there. Because hey, look here, man, it's end of the week. You know what I'm saying? Just look. End of the work week. I know y'all are gonna be ready to throw down tonight. Just don't get no trouble. Just don't get no trouble. Man, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I finally look, let me tell y'all something. I don't care who views this video, click like and share. Click like and share and let this sucker go viral today, cause I got some stuff I'm kind of I just want to talk to you about. Look, don't be worrying about when I pick up my cup. look, that's my business. You stay out of it, alright? You don't worry about when I pick up my cup. Yeah. Yo, I know y'all saying, man, what's wrong with this guy today? He on one today, tripping. He must have got something in that cup. Nah, ain't nothing in this cup, yo. Ain't nothing in this cup but coffee. I just, wanna, kind of, serious side of me is not always, I don't always like to, I got a little side or whatever, and I just, like I said, just all, but yeah, I got a lot of stuff today, yo. I'm like, man. First of all, what I want to say today, yo, they need to do something down there mm, whoever's videotaping the city council. I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up. If this is supposed to be public access, I'm not on live yet, okay? I am. I gotta put out certain many videos, whatever the case may be, before I can go on live and everything. But but I'm like, the city council needs to be that need to be live. That need to be live. That video editing thing that they got going on is really, really sucky. And I hope this video go viral. Yo, it sucks. This goes to show you how behind we are. How behind we are. Why is it that we got to get the video 3 days later? Come on, man. 3 days? 2 or 3 days later? No. Man, the city council was on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, it was 2 days later. That thing should have went live. Point number one. Point number one. The reason why I should have went live was because you had people out there that was giving out some good information, and by the time you get it, It's all over with it's all over with. Like I tried to tell them folks down there at that Jatran meeting. And I hope Scott Crawford get a whiff of this. Just like I told them down there at that Jatran meeting. Before he decides that he wants to go, he wants to go virtual. We was on hybrid. And like I told him down there, told all of them, I said, well, I could come in here and set it up. I mean, if I could go, we can go live, but I can get it. We can put it on live on Facebook. I could go on live on Facebook or something. I don't have enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't have enough viewers and subscribers and all that stuff right now in order for me to go viral on YouTube. But I could put it on Facebook or something, and we could make it go live. People could review the city council on Facebook. Nah, they look. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. It really struck a nerve with me with that crap, because they would prefer to deal with the way it is, and the way it is sucks. You get information. If somebody's giving out some information on Tuesday, let's say they get out some information for Tuesday, it was for Thursday. If we don't get the video on Thursday, how are we gonna get down there? Especially you got folks disabled like myself and others, or anyone else. It's just about being in the know on time. Come on, let's keep that real. I mean, look. I mean, I want to know. I want to know on time though. I don't want to just willy-nilly know. Oh, at least they put out the information. No, I don't accept that. Unacceptable. Flint don't do it. Meridian don't do it. Meridian, Mississippi don't do it. They be live. Do they be live? Yeah. Newark, New Jersey don't do it. They be live. New York City, they be live. It was a municipality down there in Texas, Galveston, Texas. They be live. They be live. I mean, come on. Chicago City Council be live. Why we ain't live? There should be a link somewhere on you. Y'all need to get that together. I really hope somebody get a whiff of this video, because that right there needs to stop. Man, we still stuck back in the day. And then not only that, it don't even show on regular TV. I'm sorry, I had to take 2 swigs of that. Cause, yo, what we doing? I mean, is that what we doing? Is that what we are doing? This thing has been stagnated like this. I've been down here. I came down here to Mississippi in 1997. I've been down here almost 30 years. I lost my eyesight down here. And all this same old crap been going on with this technology. I have not seen a city council on regular TV at all. You gotta go on. You gotta have cable, and that's public. That should be public accessible. Somebody need to get a whiff for this, cause you know I'm spitting facts. Don't you, resident? You know I'm telling the truth. They need to change. And see what I was trying to tell the folks down there at the Jatran Power Transit meeting. Let's do something here on Power Transit, and we can and as soon as this Power Transit is over with, I get right back home. Soon as I get back on the bus, and matter of fact, I could process it there as soon as it's over with. You know what I'm saying? I could be on the bus, you know what I'm saying, processing it, because it'll be through my laptop. And I can be on, you know what I'm saying, just connect my phone to it, give it some internet, and then process it on YouTube. You know? I mean, and in that way, it will be right then and there at that particular day. On that same day. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't go live now. And I mean, it's cool though, you know what I'm saying? I understand that you don't have to earn my right to go live, but I'm just saying, and that's how you got to do. That's how YouTube works. But I think we can do it on Facebook, and that would definitely be help the city. But what I'm saying here, but let me say this. Let me say this. Look. That's important, but let me say this is just as important, is equal important, maybe more. That city council, that 1% sales tax, any type of press conference that's being, they need to be on TV, on regular TV. What y'all doing down there, y'all? The majority of your voters, and I'm talking to you, council, I'm talking to you, Mr. Mayor, let's keep that a buck here. The majority of your voters are older folk, and you know that. You need to get that on regular TV. Put them in the know. Folks that don't, now you know that them pews be empty down there at them chambers. You know them pews be empty. You know it don't be a whole bunch of a whole bunch of folks down there at that city council, every council. Nah. Come on now, Mr. Mayor. Come on now, y'all. Get it together. Let's get this technology thing together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important that we understand that the majority of our voters are older folk. Older folk, disabled folk. You know what I'm saying? Most of the folk that don't come down there, they look at TV. Everybody don't watch YouTube. Everybody don't know how to chime in on the Jackson on y'all website. Everybody don't know how to do that. Y'all need to have another source of another outlet source so it can go live. So you can have, where is the equitability? This going on. I'm putting it on. Yo, look here. I'm just keeping it. Look, we gotta do something about this. Something has got to be done. Plain landed. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all, but I had to hark on that because that is a thorn in my side too. That is a thorn in my side. Oh my goodness. What brings me, check this out now, what brings me to this? Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to let it go. I'm going to say this and I'm going to let it go. To my people, to the people, to my people that went down there to Flora and protested. That is your constitutional protected right. I reviewed your video on Facebook, and I said that you are exercising your constitutional protected right. Now, of course, Mr. Edwards wasn't in the building at that time, but hey, you win some, you lose some. The point is, you got your information out. You got your information out. You express yourself. That's what this is about. Now, let me say this. As far as hate speech that Mr. Edwards allegedly is doing, let me say this. I know I know how he really feels. Because Mr. Edwards' innuendo that he makes consistently, they be derogatory. They're derogatory. And he turns the tables around. You know what I'm saying? I trust me, I get that. He turns the tables around. But and I watch his show. I watch Mr. Edwards' show because somebody has to monitor what he's doing and what he's saying. What he's saying. Who's his sponsors and all that stuff. Somebody got to monitor that stuff too. Because if he's doing something under the umbrella, while under the umbrella of the FCC and they don't approve of it, they'll shut it down. Believe me, when I tell you that process works, I know for a fact. I used to work for Fox News when I was living in New York. And I learned a lot about that TV stuff. I worked for some of the TV stations up there. So it works. That process works up there. It works. That FCC stuff works. So he's within his realm of speech. He's within his realm of speech. But I'm just saying this to the protesters and all the other folk and all the other you folks out there that's in disagreement with Mr. Edwards' speech. For one, I'm not a fan of Mr. Edwards. I'm not a fan of his. He makes these sorry innuendos like he did yesterday about that boy, that horrible story that happened down there in South Mississippi where those two elderly people lost their lives. Tragic. That was tragic. Home invasion. And it doesn't make a difference whether the home invader was white or he was black. It doesn't make a difference. A home invasion is horrible. And I hope and pray that I don't ever get home invaded. Because it's either going to be me or them. It's going to be either me or them. Because, I'm not going to sit around and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. He made a statement, an innuendo statement, said, anytime when you have a person with a whole bunch of vowels in their name, I understand. I listen. We got a whole bunch of vowels in your name. See, he didn't say if you got a whole bunch of vowels in your name, you're black. No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. But that's just like somebody making an innuendo statement saying, if your name is Lakeisha, Keisha, Tamisha, you're going to have extensions in your head, you're going to be loud speaking, and you're just going to be obnoxious. And you're just going to be obnoxious. You're going to always want to get your hair done every week. See that in your window? That is what he does. And I understand that. I listen. So, but is it hate speech? No. It's not hate speech. But what we are. What he's saying when he say it, when he make those innuendos. And he knows what he's saying. But being that he's on air, he has to dance around the FCC in his sponsors. I'm going to stress that till the cows come home. Because if there's any way that if he do anything or say anything on that air that his sponsors or the FCC disagrees with, they're gonna pull him off that air. Look, now I ain't saying nothing derogatory. I haven't said one thing derogatory towards Mr. Edwards. Not one. I'm just merely speaking the facts here in this matter. And I'm telling you straight up. Now look. I have warned Mr. Edwards only one time, and I'm not doing it no more. You go back into this in my video and just go back into the archives of my videos and review what I had said. I gave him a fair warning. Fair warning. That's what this platform is for. I'm not finna play with nobody, but I'm gonna do it correctly. I'm gonna do it tastefully, and I'm gonna do it respectfully. Because when you address me, you're gonna address me as Mr. Bird. You're not gonna address me no other way. When you address me as Mr. Bird. Because I give you the respect, you're gonna give me respect. Now, plane landed. Plane landed. And then we'll talk on that one. But anyway, so Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, I just wanted to, I really wanted to hark on that. I wanted to hark on that because I want a level playing field. If there's anything going on that we need to know that's not correct, we're gonna make them corrections. I'm not gonna play with nobody. I'm gonna listen to everything a person is saying. And if I gotta get it transcribed, I will. Cause I'm gonna play it back to you like I am a tape recorder. Simple as that. Keep that a buck. But anyway, so look. Hey, happened to see that city council thing yesterday. I didn't look at it at its entirety. And I'm not sure about what's going on. I'm not sure about what's going on. I made some phone calls yesterday, and I talked to one individual. I tried to call Scott Crawford, and I didn't get no answer with Mr. Crawford rather. And but I did talk to another stakeholder, because I do attend the paratransit, the Jatran paratransit committee meetings, and I did look at those. I did hear what was going on that city council, and from what I hear, from what I heard, they was talking about Jatran allegedly, we're always going to do that, shutting their services down on Saturday. Shutting their services down on Saturday. Because I guess the mayor said he's trying to do. Now, when I make my, let me say this. Before I make my phone call, when I was reviewing that video, folks was supposed to come to the meeting to have a discussion about it, but there was never nothing discussed about it. At that meeting with Jatran, and I just said it was a good thing that I did not see. Look, I want to go. Only thing I'd say is like the old folks say, but God, but God, because I was gonna go to that Jatran meeting this month. You know that, but God. You know what I'm saying? But God. It was meant for me not to go. It was meant for me not to go to that Jatran meeting because of this alleged, situation that's supposed to be, potentially happening. So, when I made my phone call was made, and I talked to a stakeholder, and they conveyed to me that nothing was going to happen at the time, at that time, because they went through that. According to my phone call, it was stated to me that MV Transport went through the wrong channels. Went through the wrong channels. They went to the mayor's office when they were supposed to have went to the director over transportation, which that is Christina Welch, right? And they didn't do that. Now that's what the phone call I got yesterday from so, and they kind of so now it's so it's up in the air. It's up in the air because they didn't go through the right channels. They went to the mayor's office, and I guess they talked to that executive. I can't think of his title. Executive CFO, that executive CFO guy. I don't know his name. I can't think of the fellow's name, but oh goodness gracious! But he talked to him. He's like a little, I think he's the mayor's assistant, whatever the case may be. And he, he's an attorney. I know he's an attorney, but he had talked to the mayor. He was, he had talked, they had talked to him because he was trying to get to the mayor, but they was going through the wrong channels. So, according to my phone call, allegedly nothing's supposed to be transpiring with them shutting their services down on Saturday just yet. So when I get the information, you're going to get the information, because you're going to be in the know. I can't wait till this thing go live. I can't wait. But look, click, like, and share. Share this video out. Let this thing go viral, man. Get this, for real. Click, like, and share, because I'm telling you, man, it's some information. When I get it, you gonna get it. And if I gotta come on live 3-4 times within that day, you gonna get it. You gonna get it as soon as I get it. And it's just like, but I'm sorry, but it just. Before I go into what I'm gonna go into now, this time on my next subject matter, look. Let me land my plane on that one. My plane is landed on that, but this thing here is like a scratch. It's like an itch that I got to scratch. I don't know. Forget it. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go on. Look. Shout out to the Orchid Bed and Breakfast. Give the Thompson family a shout out. You know what I'm saying? They work hard down there. The Thompson family. Go down there and give them, some business. They do a lot of different events. It's a nice little venue, and so go shout out the Thompson family. And while you're at it, If you're ever over in there in the Jackson State area, on down to the Dalton Street, talk to them folks over there at Stamp Super Burgers, and go and get you one of them turkey burgers. You know what I'm saying? Down there at Stamp Burgers. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look. Hey, look. They got the best. They the hardest working business on that side of town. I promise you. But I'm gonna tell you something. They've been in business a long, long time, and I'm telling you, can't nobody do it. They Stamp Super Burgers. But anyway, but nah, I'm just saying, I just can't understand. I just cannot understand. We talked about this yesterday. I'm gonna hark on this again today about that fire that transpired over at the Jackson Square. Allegedly, said that fire was set. And we talked about this yesterday, and I told you what I thought. Now, hey, that's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. Allegedly, according to what WAPT says, there was an arson. Now, who set that fire? Who set that fire? Why was it set? And why was it set? Who benefited from that fire being set? All questions. No innuendos. All questions. Because I don't know none of them folks. I don't know none of them folks. Who set that fire? And why was it set? We know where it was set at. We know when it was set. We know what was set on fire. But my question is, why? That's my main question. Why was that fire set? Now, my second question to this entire story that has transpired is, will that investor pull out the deal? That's the question. Will that investor pull out the deal? Because I'm telling you, I have seen this thing since I've been down here for almost 30 years that I've been living here. At any time when a business comes and another business, a business is coming and another business is trying to fix up something or whatever the case may be, it's something always happens to the latter business. The business is trying to fix up something, they always catch fire, or they put a halt on something or something. It's always something. Come on now. Come on now. There is no coincidences in my mind, ever. There is no coincidences in my mind, ever, when junk like this happens. Because it was no coincidence when that outlet mall over there in Pearl came to Pearl, and they shut down the Metro Center. Why is it that? Case in point. That's something I didn't mention yesterday. Why is it that trying to see what was the name of that fish place? Oh my goodness gracious! I can't think of the name of that fish place. I don't shop at the places. I don't. But the fish place on right there, Lynch Street in Arbor Vista. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But they're putting another fish place over there on 18 in that area. Somewhere rebuilding, they're building something over there, brand new, straight up brand new building, everything. According to allegedly, according to what I've asked, it's like I can't see, but they putting a whole new building up. They putting a whole new building up. And you know when business do that, other businesses finna come and they want to be there first. They want to be there first. They want to be established, and they can already be there. So when people come, they're gonna get that business. They don't come in there willy nilly when the business move in and then they come and sell. No. They come in and this is like the bank over there. What was it called? I think it was Caton's Bank, whatever, right there on Robinson Road and Ellis Avenue in Bobby Rush. You know what I'm saying? Anytime when a bank comes, and you know this, if you don't, now you know. Anytime when a bank comes to a neighborhood, they want to be there at least 10 years. Because they finna build that area up. What's gonna happen with Westland Plaza? What's gonna happen to that area, all that area over there, remains to be seen. But that bank didn't come there for no reason. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. When a regular chain store like Shell, Exxon, BP, one of the major brand stores goes out your neighborhood or come in your neighborhood, they finna build it up. They finna build up the neighborhood. But most of the time, if you ever see that brand gas station come into your neighborhood, they finna build it up. Or they go out the neighborhood, oh, that neighborhood finna go down. Case in point. Look what happened to the Exxon over there on Capitol Street. They turned it into an Eagle. And you know who took it over. You know who took it over. Because I remember back in the days, it used to be the Chevron and it used to be the Exxon. Now, then they changed that. That place changed so many times. Now they changed it all. I think they changed it to a Shell now. I'm not sure, across the street from that gas station. But it will not surprise me, y'all, if they shut them down. Give you another point. Let me give you another nugget. Y'all remember, I know some of you older folks, but I remember clear as day. Because when I came down here, they were still open. That Spur gas station. There used to be a Spur right there at Capitol Street in I think it's Old Farrell, something like that. There used to be a Spur gas station. They burnt that sucker down. Matter of fact, I think that Spur was gone before I came down here. I think it was, I'm not for sure. But I think it was. But they burnt that sucker down. Burnt it down. Got the insurance. Man, I can tell you that was insurance. You know why? You know how you know? I'm going to tell you how you know. Watch this. At that time, Exxon was over there. At that time, Chevron was over there. Right? All allegedly, though. This is all alleged. But this is my opinion. But it's all alleged. It had to be insurance because they was doing high volume. Them folks over there was doing some high volume business at that Spur. And you had two other major gas stations over here. And they was doing high volume. I'm talking about booming business. Lighting, everything. Beautiful. And they shut it and that sucker burnt down. and they're never rebuilt. You know how I know? Because anytime when other businesses is coming to that area, when other businesses come into that area, don't you think other businesses get a whiff of it? Now you know we was finna be inundated. Them folks knew that part of town was finna be inundated with Indians. Don't you think that? That the folks knew that area was finna be inundated with Indians. They got the gist of it before anybody did. Because they used to have a pig, a small pig. Whenever they needed change, before West Lounge had it, it used to be like a biker joint. And they used to send that pig across that street. See, they used to send that pig across that street with that bread to get change. And when nobody bothered that pig, and they get change, send that pig right back across the street. Come on, B, keep that real. Let's keep that a buck. You know what folks was up in there? You know what folks that own that spur? Let's keep that real. But they knew what was coming to that area before it even happened. This is what I'm saying. When you have control over your community, that's what you need to know. You need to have that type of point of influence when you're dealing with that. Alright. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. But it's crazy. It's crazy. This is crazy. But like I said, I really hope I lost train of thought, but but I really hope that they get that Jatran thing back, that Jatran together. I hope the mayor and all of them get that thing figured out. Because it's going to hurt a lot of people if they shut services down. It's going to hurt a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that I'm not going to sit here and point no fingers. But I'm going to say this allegedly, I think some money's being mismanaged. I really believe that some money is being mismanaged, and I am very, very concerned about that 1% tax. I think some money is being mismanaged. And it's been going on forever. I don't think Kenneth Stokes lying. I don't think Councilman Kenneth Stokes is lying. I don't think so. I can't tell you, but You know when the math ain't mathing. You ain't got to know exactly what the amounts is or down to the very last penny, but when that math ain't mathing. It don't take a rocket scientist to know if you had this amount over here this time, and all of a sudden, or this amount was promised to you, was supposed to be put in a separate account, and all of a sudden now later on down the line, can't nobody get where's the funding at for whatever it is that you need to be funded for the money that was allocated to it. The money's missing. Now, I'm just saying, allegedly, I'm saying, some math ain't math. And we're making cuts. Budgets is being cut. how much more budget needs to be cut? They already took down the sewer. They took down water. Lumumba brought Rich's disposal in here. Come on, let's keep this a buck here. This is some sideway mess going on here that I understand the mayor is trying to fix. I get that. But man, this math need to be mathing. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta find money somewhere? What's up with Entergy? And I bet you we're still being overcharged for Entergy. And I bet you we're still being overcharged for Entergy. With all these lights and stuff around town being out. And then they're gonna charge you for the same bill. Man, they got your tail on a chokehold. That's just like it's just like you got I got a contract with you got a contract with me for me to come in and fill up your deep freezer full of meat. And you give me the specifics on what meat that you want me to fill up your deep freeze. Let's say you got about 10 deep freezers, you want me to fill it up, and they all get separate. And I come in and I fill it up with all this different type of meat that you didn't ask me for, and then I sign the document. I sign it, you know, because I'm on auto pay, and I just all you got to do is just come in and I just sign the document. You get on down, you fill up my deep freezers. And I fill up the deep freezer full of meat, and I take it here. Here's your document, sign it. You sign the document like a dumbtail, but yet it's the wrong meat. It's the wrong meat. Nah, man, come on, take this crap back, man. I don't want that mess. But ain't that what Entergy doing? Ain't that what Entergy doing? Isn't Entergy they're charging the city for a certain amount, but the services is not being provided because you got a lot outage here, outage there, and they're still trying to come up with solutions with this copper stealing. Come on, man. You know why? You know why that solution? They're coming up with all these old special solutions because they don't want to go underground. They are refusing to do anything that major cities do. They don't want to go underground. They don't want to go underground. They got land. They got land where they could put on certain events. They can get it zoned. Get this crap. Get the land zoned. Like, what's up with that ballpark behind the what's up with that ballpark behind the police academy? Ain't nothing going on over there. Ain't nothing going on behind that police academy, that ballpark. Why don't they take all that property over there and put something there where they could bring food trucks there and generate some revenue for the city? Folks will come out. It'll create taxpayers because it'll be people from other municipalities with their food trucks. That's gonna create tax dollars. And then they're charging a service for those vendors. Come on, man. There's some monies can be allocated. There's some monies that can be made. No, it's too much like right. Too much like right. Too much like right. But they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So, well, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hey, leave me a cash app at dollar Foresight 718. That's $ FORESIGHT 718. Yo, show brother some love, man. $5, $10, man. Come on now, look here. Man, look here. Those are your dollars. Those are not my dollars. Those are your dollars. Those are your dollars. Because I'm going to put them where they need to be. They're not going to go into my pocket. But my time and my energy, look, don't worry about that. My time and my energy is yours. It's yours. I'm doing this. Yo, look here. I'm doing this. My public service. This is my public service. But look, I have a cause here. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'm your host, Foresight.